Messing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Totally Blitzed Podcast, Fight Club edition. But before we get into the action, go down, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. If you don't got time to watch us on YouTube, go ahead and check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere else you get your podcast from. Don't forget to like and subscribe on there as well. Now, let's get into the new. Oh,
and I'm watching. I'm watching. I'm watching. I see you watching and not like it. I'm gonna put you in a rear naked choke. I'm gonna put you in one.
Hey, don't let him do it now.
I'm gonna go him do it.
But now let's get into today's episode. These are your hosts. I'm Paul, Pick'em Win'em Concha, the sport encyclopedia, and also a drunk gambler. And today I'm joined with.
Hey man, I'm Kev. You better go like this shit. So boy, you feel me? And we coming through with that UFC Vegas. Did you feel me? Hey man, I've never been to Vegas before. Paul, you've been to Vegas. Tell me about Vegas real quick, man.
Man, that city, they do not sleep. You can do anything, everything at all times. Like 1 a.m, you go walk the strip. There's gonna be 100,000 motherfuckers walking the strip with you. Like it's crazy. It's like at all times, all to go, and it is hotter than a motherfucker. Like over here in Florida, it's hot. It's hot as fuck here in Florida. But that Vegas heat, that dry heat, oh my god, you're in a desert. Like they really built this shit in a desert, and you are dying. So I understand why fighting happens in Vegas, because motherfucker, like with all that heat going on, bro, it gets you a little stir crazy.
But that's fine though, man. But no, I'm fucking with it. I feel like this is gonna be my best. This card today is gonna be my best, like a good way for me to measure how I feel about the Apex after you ask me that question off camera. I was like, I guess I'll use this one and be like, okay, how do you really feel about the Apex? Because like I feel like you like Ali says, man, I'll fight you on the telephone booth if it a motherfucking sell, if it a sell. So that's what I gotta respect it. And there was somewhere to fight when there wasn't anywhere else to fight. So let's see how that shit go. And you can hear the connections.
That's why I always had a special place in my heart. Is they built it because you couldn't fight literally anywhere else. So they were like, well, in that case, bam, we're good to go now. But what was it? I think it's UFC Fight Night Vegas 54. We got the main event, Jan Blachowicz versus Aleksandar Rakic. Kev, is there anyone that you want to introduce, or like any one of these dogs you have a a little bit about?
Nah, I was hoping you was gonna put me on game, man. I've been low key looking into like UFC as a whole. I'm like, damn, bro, they got a lot of athletes in this motherfucker. But put me, Jan Blachowicz, this motherfucker is ranked number 1. He's a number 1 contender. Oh, this is a number 1 contender fight for real?
I wouldn't say that just because they haven't really. Well, first off, they don't put number 1 contender fights. They don't ever really use that phrase for some reason. I guess maybe because like WWE maybe like came up with that. Maybe I have no idea. But they don't use that phrase. Then they invented the interim title, which was the number 1 contender title. Basically, if you get that title, you're gonna fight for the title. So since that's not on the line, I don't think it's really like on the table, because Rakic is like that super young prospect. He's phenomenal. He's always looked phenomenal, but 14-2, he's kind of beating some older guys, but like he hasn't really beat that next tier of person before you can really, like, this would be that next tier of person. And then maybe he fights a title after this, but maybe not. Jan, on the other hand, former champion. Last fight, he was champion until Glover Teixeira submitted him. And I love Jan, boy. Jan, that Polish power. He got very technical striker, got heavy hands, like tree trunk arms, tree trunk legs, got heavy hands, very smart. And he's good at wrestling. People think he's a phenomenal wrestler just because what they saw him do to Izzy, but it was different weight classes. Izzy had the wrestling defense that he has now, but like Jan, he's not the greatest wrestler. But I will not say he's a bad wrestler. The only reason I won't say he's the greatest is because Glover Teixeira made him look like a child on the ground. submitted him like it was nothing. And then a lot of his losses come from decision losses where he's getting controlled on the ground. So if he's the aggressor, he looks good on the ground. But if he's not, if he's on his back, he doesn't look too well. And I don't know if you have terms for that, like in wrestling, Kev, or someone who's really good at just like getting points. But if they were having to play defense on the in wrestling, they're gonna have a long day.
Probably. I don't want to say no because like, but that would make sense because there are people like that. We usually call them like getting stuck at the bottom because they usually get pinned. They stupid asses. But that's pretty interesting because like I like Jan. I think what he took down Izzy like 14 times, like this fucking crazy amount. But like Rakic is a truck. That boy young, that boy lean, and that boy got good genes. Like I don't know, man. And like I'd love to see the winner of this fight go fight Glover Teixeira because I've never seen anything out of this weight class yet. So I really want to see somebody make something crazy happen.
Well, I don't think that because Glover Teixeira has a title fight lined up right now with the number 2 guy Yuri Prochazka. That's Yuri. Everyone calls him Yuri, and that boy is a monster. I fuck with him heavy. So winner of that fight, maybe winner of this fight could potentially fight in the future. Because they are, like you said, Jan's ranked 1 because he was just champion, just lost. And then Rakic's ranked 3, even though he's he's still a young prospect. Like he's great, but he hasn't really had that great top 5 fight. I mean, he did fight Anthony Smith, and Anthony Smith, I think, hovers around the 5 to 7 range. And he made him look like a child on the ground. Like Rakic is a very overwhelming presence in the ring. Like he's bigger than you. Because it says he's 205, but he's like 6'4", so he's big. Like he's big for his weight, and he shows it whenever he gets in the ring. He looks like the bigger fighter. He fights like the bigger fighter, and he uses this overwhelming presence to like walk you down. And then his last few fights just put you on the ground and not doing you too much damage, but 12 minutes control time in his last fight in a 15-minute fight. Like you can easily tell who won that one. Like, but on the other side, you got Jan, tree trunks, but heavy-handed. I see him maybe pulling it. Like I'm not giving my pick yet, but like his way of winning too is like Rakic hasn't seen someone that hits this hard. Like, what's he gonna do if Jan, who when fighting Izzy, I won't say they're even, but he wasn't getting overwhelmed on the feet. He definitely was fighting like hand in hand with Izzy. So he's a very technical striker. I think probably the best, if not he's top 3 in the light heavyweight division. So what's Rakic gonna do when he finally gets hit hard on the chin? What's he gonna do when he like the unstoppable, like the unmovable object meets the unstoppable force? Like what is he gonna do when he's finally put in that situation?
I don't know, man. We saw that at WrestleMania, blah, blah, blah. Hulk Hogan lifted that boy Andre the Giant, dropped his stupid ass. So we'll see. I think I'm going for Rakic just because I don't like how my dog did that to Adesanya. But I think Jan has a championship experience, and then he's a good technical fighter with those heavy hands. So I like him to really be able to. That'd be a good bet.
Age will play a factor. Jan's 39 now. He was also 38 when he's champion, so like take it with a grain of salt. We've seen some 39-year-olds that we talked about where we're like, he's the 1 foot in the grave, like just give up fighting. Whereas Jan is number 1 ranked, like he's this ageless wonder right now.
Where's he from again?
Poland. He's the Poland power. He represents it hard. He gives them good rep because there's a few Polish fighters who are just as nice as him.
The boys don't age out there. The boys, they only get better.
That's what it looks like with him. I mean, winning the championship at like 37.
Is that a record?
No, because Glover won it when he beat him, and Glover was like 41 or 42.
I thought that motherfucker looked old as shit. I was like, damn, bro, this man's a champ. I thought he'd been champ for like ever until I was like, wait a minute, Jan was a champ before this. That's crazy.
Glover's kind of on his Oliveira run where he like second half of his career. He's went on his crazy win streak, submitted a lot of people along the way, and then got a chance to fight for the belt. And here he is.
Right, you hear that? Submissions. Get your submission skills right, and you can go on a win streak.
I think this is Rocky's first 5. Is this his first? Let me double check before I say that. I know this is definitely Jan's seen championship rounds because of. Yeah, this will be Alexander's first 5-round fight. He's only fought 3 rounders. Can he keep the gas tank? Because his cardio looks phenomenal. Like, he does have a great gas tank. Can he keep it for 5 rounds? Will we need 5 rounds? Ooh, let me see. I'm really split. Like, this is why you love the UFC. Like, this is an even ass fight. Like, you got this super young prospect versus former champion who's looking to be champion again. Like, his time for being champion is short. Like, he's better days are probably behind him. Give me Jan. I'll go on the other side. I'll take just because he's the underdog here, and I don't know how he's underdog. He's up in the mountains right now, training like Rocky. He has the hoodie on, running through the mountains. He's the
underdog.
He's the underdog. That's like Rakic's nice, like, but he hasn't fought 5 rounds. I think that's where Jan might play the slow games, play that like was grind it out. And I don't think he wants to go to the ground. I think he might catch Rakic with a few like first round haymaker, not in the fight, but will change the fight. Like Rakic won't be able to do much after that.
I respect it. Oh, damn. What if he rocks him with that haymaker and just stumbles his stupid ass and gets to killing him?
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm gonna be honest. I am very big on Jan. I think he is like Glover's tapped him out, but that was a fight, honestly, like another heads or tails. Maybe on another day that would have been Jan with his hand raised. So we always say the light heavyweights aren't that deep for a division, maybe, but they're also very closely talented of a division, which makes it exciting. Like the number 3 guy versus the number 7 guy could honestly be like 2 even ass fighters going in the ring or the cage.
I respect it. I love to see it. I just want to see this. This is my first showing of this weight class, and I want to see like a great performance. That's what I'm looking forward for. Like, I'm like, okay, I have yet to see this weight class show out yet. Because like I thought because there's some weight classes you sleep on, like Volkanovski's weight class. I slept on that motherfucker until I understood how much better Volkanovski is than the rest of the world. So I was like, oh, this motherfucker's the issue.
Well, we're gonna find it out. We can talk about the pound for pound and other weight classes because Max Holloway is gonna be fighting Volkanovski for a 3rd time, and Volkanovski won both, but the second one was a split decision, which was a very close fight. And Max Holloway's number 1. He's beaten everyone he's had to beat in. Like, you don't get a 3rd shot at it unless you've beaten enough people.
That's facts. What about the weight class with God of War and the boys?
That one is the flyweights. They're deep, but they're more, I want to say, no disrespect, but they're more top heavy, where outside of the top 3, it starts dropping off very fast from there. I would say the deepest lightweight, you got the Oliveira, Poirier, Gaethje, Islam, Chandler, Beneil Dariush, RDA, Conor McGregor, Tony Ferguson, Rafael Fiziev. Like, these are all main event fighters.
Dan Hooker.
And then your boy Usman at the welterweights.
Yeah, they got Kobe. I don't even know who Leon Edwards is, but he's a problem.
Oh, he's fighting Usman for the belt next.
Ooh, Hazmat, Gilbert Burns, Luque, Masvidal.
Did you say Muhammad? He did just beat Luque. And then
he is above Luque. Ooh.
And then don't sleep on number 15 ranked Shavat Rakhmonov. That man, no one wants to fight that prospect. Undefeated. He's from like, I want to say like Iran. He's from some like small countries, Middle East or maybe Europe, but he's Asian. That's why he stuck with me. He walks out, he definitely looks like he's an Asian man, but then it's like he represents like Pakistan or something. I was like, what? Like, that's wild.
Respect.
And then the heavyweights, you do love your heavyweights. This is like the resurgence of the heavyweights. These are like all the names you're about to name, young talent.
Bro, really? So like from Aspinall, definitely young talent. Who else have I seen fight? Romanov.
Ty.
Ty with the shoeies, Derek Lewis, Curtis Blades. I haven't seen him fight yet, but I've heard nothing but good. Stipe, did you tell me he was probably the greatest of all time?
He's probably the greatest heavyweight all time. He's all the defenses he had. He's beat Ngannou. He's the reason why Ngannou's the fighter he is today, because Ngannou was just a man with the cannon on the right hand up until Stipe outboxed him. He couldn't touch him. Like that whole concept. Like, what are you gonna do when you can't hit somebody? And then he couldn't wrestle him because Stipe is like I don't think he's an all-American wrestler, but he's a phenomenal wrestler. So he basically put a clinic on of this like welcome to your UFC moment. It just happened to be for Francis. It just happened to be against the champion at the time.
Yeah.
Like, cause he got so far with straight athletic ability and God's gift, and then like learning the technicalities of striking, and then like just like all like especially with heavyweights, all it takes is just one hit to the chin with him, and it's out. It lights out for anybody.
Damn. So it's like similar to So you think hopefully Fury did that for Wilder?
Yeah, that's why I say Ngannou versus Wilder would really be the fight to make. Because Wilder's not the most technical boxer, whereas like Fury probably would keep the distance, be smart about. Whereas like I feel like Wilder and him really would just stand in the middle and just duke it out,
bang it out like bosses.
Yeah, whose chin is not as mighty?
And I can just preview the previews like I'm a warrior, I'm a champion. Like them boys would really be in that bitch going at it. Like Kamaru was on Pat McAfee for a little bit talking about him and Canelo. He was like, him and Canelo fight would work so well because they're both pound for pound champions, and it's not going to be a whole bunch of screaming and talking. It's going to be motherfucking, oh, I feel like I'm going to do this to you. I have this skill set, and I feel like I'm good enough to do this to you. And like that shit will sell fights.
I'm on the other side of that argument. I don't think that fight works as well as some people think, because these people they are better fighters than Conor McGregor, but no one's had that UFC pool like Conor McGregor, and the star stardom to like just he's bigger than UFC. Like to this day, like he's bigger than probably a whole lot of these fighters put together. And a lot of these fighters are way better than him technically, like as a champion, all that stuff. But like, and then Floyd was just like champion of champs and hot at the time. And I just don't think Usman way better fighter, but I just don't think Usman, he gets like 500,000 buys. McGregor was getting millions. Like it didn't matter who he fought. Like he was, and then is those same like who's really gonna buy the boxing fight at that point? So I don't think it works as well as some people think. I would love to still see it, even though I think Canelo wins it easily. Usman's not a boxer. It's just simple as that. But yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna check that interview out though. Too bad Pat McAfee got caught on fire. Kid.
Yo.
Before, do you have anything to add about this fight or any more pound for pound talk?
I really want to start seeing the cycle again and start seeing different, like fresh meat coming in to see if somebody can really dethrone a lot of these dudes, because these dudes are nasty. Volkanovski, Adesanya, Oliveira, Usman, motherfucking Ngannou. Like I really want to see like the king, because there's a lot of great talent in the UFC and these champions versus champions. So it's gonna be pretty cool. But that's all I got, man. And I want to see Nunez and Pena, because like that's the Ultimate Fighter season finale. I want to see that.
Shit, Nunez was untouchable till Pena knocked her off that throne.
That's crazy.
No, it really is. Like well, that is definitely another rematch that has to be made immediately.
Hell yeah. But shit, man, that's all I got.
Yes, sir. Well, there's been another episode of Totally Blitz once again. If you haven't, go down, like this episode, subscribe to the channel. And if you're our podcast listeners, same goes out to you. Like and subscribe. Shit, even shoot a comment down below what you think. We'll always respond. And as always, this was Paul Pickle Winham Contra, and that was that boy, little K Kev, or Kev Waterboy Savoy, and this has been another episode of Totally Lit.
Problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools. You could call them boy crap, man. This gang got rules, man. You better watch your passes. This ain't